If promises fixed betrayal, you wouldn't still feel stuck. He may say the right thing. He may swear he's done. And you may be doing everything you can do to hold it together. So why does nothing actually change? This episode is brought to you by my HarperCollins published book, Mind Over Explicit Matter. If you've struggled with porn use or betrayal from a partner, this book can help you understand the brain behind it and help heal your situation. So go over to drtrishleigh.com/book. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh, and I want you to know that most couples don't look in the right place for a solution to sexual compulsion and betrayal trauma. And I want to shed light on the path forward for you. After betrayal, most women assume the problem is character. He doesn't care enough. He's choosing this. He's selfish. And most men, they assume the problem is motivation. I just need to want it more. I'll try harder. I can fix this with more willpower. But neuroscience shows us a different problem entirely. Follow through fails before behavior changes. And betrayal recovery lives or dies by follow through. There's a specific brain system responsible for starting and sustaining effort when things become uncomfortable. That system is called the anterior cingulate cortex, or the ACC. I simply refer to it as the brain's effort engine. The ACC effort engine is responsible for these things: restraint, error correction, tolerating discomfort, persisting without reward. Before any behavior changes, the ACC effort engine in the brain asks one question: is this effort worth the cost? Repairing betrayal is neurologically expensive. It requires sitting in shame, resisting urges, staying present in hard conversations, choosing restraint repeatedly. That means the ACC effort engine in the brain must be online and working. Here's where things usually start to go wrong, long before discovery. Most men who betray are already neurologically overstimulated. Porn and explicit matter, endless scrolling, gaming, escaping into work or fantasy, dopamine hits without effort. This trains the brain that relief comes before responsibility. So when discomfort shows up, guilt, stress, relational repair, the brain automatically looks for escape. This is the effort engine hijack, and it's not conscious. For him, this often looks like avoiding conversations, shutting down emotionally, becoming defensive, promising change but then relapsing, saying, I don't know why I do this. Effort feels overwhelming. Repair feels impossible. And the brain defaults to whatever previously brought it relief. And for you, the betrayed partner, this is brutal. It looks like this. He says sorry, but he doesn't follow through. He avoids discomfort instead of leaning in. He seems more overwhelmed by consequences than by your pain. That doesn't feel neurological. It feels like betrayal over and over again. It feels like, I don't matter enough. He's choosing himself again. But neurologically, effort disengages before behavior collapses. Now hear me. This does not excuse betrayal. This does not mean you tolerate harm, but it does explain why. It explains why words don't lead to action. It explains why insight doesn't lead to more restraint. It explains why apologies don't lead to consistency. Repair requires capacity, not intention. And here's the part that often gets missed. Betrayal doesn't just affect his brain, it affects yours. For many women after betrayal, we see hypervigilance, anxiety, rumination, trouble resting and sleeping, constant scanning for danger. Your nervous system is stuck in threat detection. So while he's avoiding discomfort, you're carrying it. This, in fact, is why couples can spend years talking and still feel stuck. Insight activates the prefrontal cortex, but repair requires regulation, and regulation lives in the entire nervous system. So if the ACC effort engine in the brain is underengaged, no amount of talking can force effort online. Real change requires retraining the brain. Real change requires reducing overstimulation and restoring effort before reward. Training regulation directly at the root of the problem at the brain, that's how you get true results. This is where brain mapping and neurofeedback really matter. Brain mapping shows, is the ACC effort engine in the brain engaging? Are effort networks online? Is restraint neurologically possible right now? Neurofeedback with me allows us to retrain those systems, not through shame, through conditioning. This isn't just for him. You've both been injured at the nervous system level. He needs help rebuilding restraint and follow through. You need help calming hypervigilance and restoring safety. When both brains are regulated, repair becomes possible. If you're exhausted for waiting for words to turn into action, you're not crazy. You're watching a nervous system that can't yet sustain repair. That doesn't tell you what to choose, but it does tell you what's required to change. If you want clarity, not hope, not promises, brain mapping with me can show whether the systems required for repair are actually online and working. You can learn more about my brain mapping and neurofeedback programs for both partners at drtrishleigh.com. Betrayal doesn't heal through promises. It heals when the brain that broke trust can finally sustain effort.